Hello, my name is Blake Patterson, and welcome to Afro Reviews. On the latest episode of the classic series, I examine Martin Scorsese's Taxi Driver. When one discusses the selection of films that deal with post-traumatic stress disorder, they are mostly war films about a soldier's time in the military and the aftermath of his decisions. Sometimes the movies people mention either endorse or denounce the government's involvement in a war with another country. While this motion picture is popular due to its provocative content, Martin Scorsese's Taxi Driver incorporates the same theme by transforming it into a complex social commentary on violence and moral decadence. As Mean Streets established Scorsese as a gifted filmmaker, Taxi Driver solidified the artist as a master. Intelligently written by the gifted Paul Schrader, Taxi Driver was a portrait of post-Vietnam destruction in the form of a chilling performance from Robert De Niro. With grainy cinematography and Bernard Herrmann's exhilarating score, Taxi Driver encapsulates the moral decay of New York as it conveys the sleaziness of porn theaters, hidden prostitution rings, and the isolation of everyone in their daily lives. On the surface, Taxi Driver is a morbid odyssey into the grotesque underbelly of urban life for the psychologically damaged Travis Bickle. Scorsese visually creates the territory in a sense of naturalism to match Schrader's raunchy rhetoric. Schrader develops coarse language and complicated emotions for his central character's monologues, and this nihilistic content is never celebratory, even if social media conformists choose to forget what tone means. Scorsese and Schrader might humanize Bickle, but they never portray him as a heroic character. The news publications in the movie do, though. Bickle is a victim of the Vietnam War, and no one seeks to assist or question his mental stability. Like many residents express, New York City is the home of the lonely. As Bickle travels through New York during the movie, he encounters various people from different classes who have issues with the way the country or their lives are functioning. In the first hour, Bickle has a fascination with a campaign volunteer who is working for Senator Charles Palatine's presidential run. If one considers the previous films that involve Sybil Shepherd, it is understandable why Bickle obsesses about her character Betsy. In The Last Picture Show, Sybil Shepherd embodied an all-American girl beauty that appealed to local teenagers. With her character in Taxi Driver, there is a maturation to Shepherd's reputation that conveys why Bickle responds to her with infatuation. To Bickle, Betsy is the ideal American woman who stands for his previous lifestyle in the country before Vietnam. The only problem is that Betsy is an ordinary woman and Bickle is a troubled soul. Schrader brilliantly writes the sequences with a sense of awkwardness and humor, yet the wit is not smug like in an Iraqi film. If people have issues with the desolation of the first act, they will discover disappointment and frustrations with the second act, as Bickle's narrative becomes bleaker. In her review for The New Yorker, Pauline Kael wrote, "The absence of sex bottled up impacted energy and emotion with a blood-splattering release. The fact that we experience Travis's need for an explosion viscerally, and that the explosion itself has the quality of consummation, makes Taxi Driver one of the few truly modern horror films." Kael understood the slow yet always riveting pacing of Taxi Driver as it helped the degradation of Travis Bickle and his evolution into madness. What happens to Bickle involves Jodie Foster as a teenage prostitute, Harvey Keitel's pimp, criminals, and a shocking climax that defies conventional standards of storytelling. Like his best films, Scorsese can elevate a marvelous screenplay with a rock-inspired exhilaration that is reminiscent of a fan at a concert reacting to their favorite band. The suspense never reduces into boredom for the audience as it intentionally astounds them. Due to its social conscience and regard for the affected, Taxi Driver remains a powerful and relevant study of the violence that can corrupt innocence, even if people despise Scorsese due to his fair remarks about superhero films. The ones who are willing to witness the work of a great filmmaker will experience a cinematic masterclass. Taxi Driver is one of the best and most honest examples of 70s cinema. Thank you for watching this video. Have a great night.